Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting. Thank you for joining me today. Busy day today, and I thought I would do a bit of multitasking. My team are taking part in a blog hop tomorrow, so I need to write a blog. It's my mother's birthday tomorrow, and I need to send her a card. And I haven't done a YouTube video in nearly a week, so I need to do that as well. So what I thought I would do, because we've got a new catalogue coming out in the next 6 weeks, we've had sight of that new catalogue, but also we've had sight of what's retiring. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to be showcasing those items that will be going. And some of them I'm really sad to see that are going, but it has to be out with the old and in with the new. But I have got some favourites that are going. And one of those is are the in colours, and I'm using terracotta tile. That's one of our in colours that are going. So that's the inks, the cardstock, and the blends as well. So terracotta tile, purple posy. Obviously we don't have that in ink because the ink got discontinued. Pretty peacock, seaside spray, and rococo rose, as well as terracotta tile. Now I'm using terracotta tile, one because I want to get my retiring cardstock used up, but secondly I'm going to be using the Fine Art Floral DSP, and it's got the terracotta tile in there, so that's why I'm using that. It's also got Bumblebee, so that's why I'm using that. And then we've also got some Old Olive going on here, and some I think that's Night of Navy in there. So using a selection of colours, but specifically terracotta tile because that's going. Now the other thing that's going as well are the stitch dies, which I love. And this stitch die, so we've got the ovals that are in there, there are squares, and there are circles. And when I was putting these together earlier, I thought, oh, that looks like, they kind of look like cartoon dog eyes. So I did that just to be stupid. But I'm going to be using these for a card. This is a fun fold triangle card. These are all over YouTube, all over Pinterest. I thought I'd have a go at it. Not something I've done before, but fancied doing it. So let me show you what we're doing. Let's put those to one side for now. So you're going to need a piece of A4 cardstock. I've got Bumblebee, and it measures 8¼ by 11 inches. So I have a lot of you from the US that watch me, and can I say thank you so much for some comments that I've had recently. Really, really lovely comments from people about how they like my tutorials, that I don't go too quickly, I go through it step by step. I'm always worried that my tutorials are too long, but when you get comments like that, you think, no, I'm going to stick with what people like. So if it's too slow for you, if you're thinking, oh, for goodness sake, Donna, cut to the chase, just scroll on a little bit, because some people do like this little bit of chit chat. So I'm going to stick with that. And then if you don't, scroll on a bit. There is a blog post that goes with this. So if you click on the link that's in the description bar, the blog post is there with all of the measurements, links to all of the products that we're not that will be retiring, as well as the current products that I'm using. And also specifically the retiring products, there are links to those that go directly to my shop, and you can shop with me safely and securely. But sadly, you can only shop with me if you live in the UK, Austria, France, Germany, or Holland. I'm sorry to say. I wish that I could, for those of you that watch me from all over the world, I wish you could buy from me. Anyway, so 8¼ inches by 11. And score on the short side at 4 1/8, score on the long side at 5½. Now I've seen other paper crafters do this tutorial with a paper trimmer, and I can't get on with that. What we need to do is cut from this top corner down to this top corner, and yes, you can do it in the trimmer, but the trimmer crushes the card. So I'm doing it this way. If you've got a craft knife and a ruler and a firm hand, there's no reason why you couldn't do this. So I've already done this bit here. So I do it in 2 halves. I've gone from this middle point down to this corner, and I'm going to do this one here. So I'm going to get a ruler. These craft knives are really inexpensive. It's not Stampin' Up. I don't think Stampin' Up do a craft knife. I don't think I paid any more than £5 for this. When our shops open up in the UK, I bet the Range do that. I might have bought this from the Range. I think I did actually, but eBay, Amazon, anything like that, or shop local. If you've got a local craft shop, always shop local if you can. So I just want you to be able to see this. So from that middle point, so set your knife down carefully there in that middle point, bring your ruler round to here. So once you've got those at the right point, I can't get all of this in one camera shot, hold the ruler down firmly. So you do need a firm hand. So if you've got weak hands, this might be difficult for you, or get somebody else to do it for you. And then from the middle, making sure that you're pressing firmly here. Otherwise it'll go skidding, and be aware that this is a sharp, craft knives are sharp. And keeping the knife up against the ruler. Don't go too quick. Press firmly. And now what we have is that. And we can make 2 cards out of that. That does it a lot better than the trimmer. I love my paper trimmer, but I'm afraid it can't do that very well. Oops. Right, let's get that down there. So 2 cards we're going to make out of this. I'm going to make one for my mum, and then I'll have a spare. So like this, for both of them. Got a mark on that one. Bring that over, fold and burnish. And then this one, bring that over, fold and burnish. And there they meet in the middle perfectly. And that's due to accurate cutting, accurate measuring, accurate scoring. Don't rush. Take your time with it. I'm currently sat here. The sun is shining outside. We've got some really awful weather on the way. So it's just nice to be crafting away, looking outside onto my garden, watching my next door neighbour come out for a fag. And yeah, it's just a nice thing to do after a very busy week at work. So the next thing you'll need are 2 pieces of DSP. And this measures, you need a piece of DSP that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then you're going to slice it down the middle. Okay, so that's 4 inches across by 5 1/4. Watch your direction on your paper when you're cutting it up. And we're going to stick those on there like that. Okay, so you've got a full image that would join up. Does that make sense? So I'll do it with this one. I've just got a piece of 6x6 DSP here, because I was in a paper share and we chopped it all up. It is 12 by 12, the fine art floral, so 4 inches. I've just replaced the blade in my trimmer. It's now trimming very, very nicely. By 5, what did I say, 5 1/4. Whoops. Oh, that did work. And then with that, you need to make sure, always check it, that you're cutting from here to here. So put it in your card, you're cutting from there to there. So I'm just going to put that into my trimmer, and just each point is in the track where your blade is going to go. Now, when you're cutting things from corner to corner, put your blade part way through your paper. If you shove the blade from that way, it's just going to bust that corner. Take it from somebody who's busted loads of corners and thrown DSP and card away. So there we have that. Right, I'm going to put that to one side now. The other thing that I've got as well for this card are 2 inserts, and they measure 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And they will, I'm trying not to get my cardstock mixed up. my DSP rather. They are going to sit in there like that. So I've got a nice big border around those. So when the card opens up, they'll be able to see the sentiment. And then, so out of some scrap of terracotta tile and bumblebee, 2 big ovals using the stitch dies and 2 small ovals. So it's the stitch dies that are going and terracotta tile is going as well. Let's construct these, shall we? So we're going to stick our DSP onto our card like that, and I'm just going to use some liquid glue for that. I'm running out. I had a full pot somewhere, now I can't find it. Like every time I do a video, can't find something, that's not going to work. Cannot get any glue to work. Right, I'll go and find glue, hang on. My glue had kind of gone walkabout, so brand new tub of glue. So we're going to put those on there like that. So we've got some exciting times coming where I live. We live in a part of the UK where restrictions are starting to ease a little bit quicker than other parts of the UK. So it means that now outside we can meet up with more people than we have been able to before. So it's going to be lovely to be able to meet up with my children, who aren't children anymore, but you know what I mean. So we've got that about to happen. I have had my COVID vaccine this morning, which I'm very excited about, because I work somewhere where there are a lot of people around. And as much as you try and avoid people and take precautions, it can still be a little bit difficult and a bit scary. So I'm quite glad to have had my first vaccine. There we go, we've got those on there. I could have done that a little bit more even, but it's really difficult to be able to do this with the camera in the way. Let's see if I can get a better go at that. My mum won't mind, her eyesight's worse than mine. She won't even notice. And even if she did, I don't think she would message me and say, "Oh Donna, you could have made those a bit more even." I think she'd just be very grateful to have received a handmade card, I reckon. Okay, so put that on there like that. Let's see if we can get that better. Honestly, my eyesight is shocking, and I've been to the opticians today and that cost me an arm and a leg. Right, so that's all of our sticking almost done, apart from our sentiments, which we'll sort out in a second. But what I like about this project is that you can get 2 done at the same time. So you've got kind of 1 done and then a spare, just in case you've forgotten Auntie Gladys's birthday or something like that. So there's that. I love that blue and the yellow together. I think they're lovely. So, sentiment is going to sit in there. And I'm going to stamp this sentiment in Night of Navy, just to go with that blue. And I've got a sentiment for the front, but I'm trying to think what to have for the inside. And I think I've just found it. I've got Tranquil Thoughts. This is in the Spring Summer catalogue. That's still ongoing. Okay, so the Spring Summer catalogue doesn't finish until June, so you've still got plenty of time to order from the Spring Summer catalogue. I love this sentiment. I wanted to put this on the front, but it didn't quite fit. Wishing you a beautiful day. And my mum lives too far away for me to visit, so she gets the next best thing, and she gets a Taffy Crafting card. I've just got an old spongy sheet there which I use for stamping sentiments. Where's my ink pad gone? It's there. So I'll stamp both of these. And how happy would I feel knowing that if I have forgotten somebody's birthday, I've got a card ready to go. That's a bit light. That didn't stamp very well. Give that another go. That's better. Now the other thing as well is if you do like watching my videos, I do sometimes do a Facebook Live. I'm trying to do them every fortnight, but I've been a bit busy with work at the moment and have lapsed a little bit. But if you come and find me on Facebook and come and find Taffy Crafting, I'll leave a link for that in the description bar. And then come and find me on there. I love doing live crafting. It's really nice getting people to interact with you. And one of these days I'll be brave enough to do a live YouTube broadcast. We'll see. Right, get some glue on the back of that and get that on the inside of the card. And soon I'll be ready to get the front finished. Now, if you are going to head over to my blog for all of the measurements, you'll see that there are links to my teammates' blog posts as well. So please go and show them a little bit of support. We're almost done. I love a production line card where you can just make all of the different elements and then start putting them together. I have just recently celebrated my 50th birthday, and I was very lucky to receive lots and lots of lovely presents. And I've got to do a massive batch now of thank you cards. So I shall get in a production line of those, kind of stamping everything and then sticking everything. Okay, so there are our two cards. So finally, our two sentiments, which are going to stick on like that. Oh gosh, I just love those mixture of colours. Absolutely love them. Gorgeous. Whoops. Right. Now, I've decided to use the Welcoming Window stamp set with Sending Sunshine for a Beautiful Birthday. This is also in the spring summer, and I understand it's carrying over into the annual catalogue, which is very nice because I feel that I haven't used that stamp set anywhere near enough. And I love this sentiment as well, and it's a photopolymer stamp. I always love a photopolymer. Night of Navy back again. Should be able to get this done in 20 minutes, which would be good. I've got a minute to go, maybe not 20 minutes. Hopefully this is straight. That looks all right to me. I love the font on that. I think that's gorgeous. I thought I just stuck my hand in the ink then with that vigorous stamping. Fab. Right then, let's get that stuck together. Now, I think I need some dimensionals for this. So I just need to reach into my sticky drawer and grab some dimensionals. I need to clear up my craft room. I use this as an office as well. I've got stuff everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I mean everywhere. Okay, So I like to use tweezers for this because I find that I can't get hold of these. You can, if you want to, put some ribbon behind this. If you wanted to put ribbon in between these two layers, that looks rather pretty. But I'm just going to try and get these on central. And we'll do this one as well. I like how some YouTubers, they speed up the video on this bit, but I'm afraid with me you get the full unedited version. Right, get that central and let's pop that down. And there's, I think what I'm going to do as well is bling this up a little bit. So let's just find some, what have I got? I've normally got some rhinestones hanging around somewhere. Yeah, I've got a few there. Let's get these stuck on here first. So I'm going to put these on with, again, with some dimensionals. But make sure that you're just putting them up on that, on this top half here. We want that to be super sticky. My fellow demonstrators won't believe the amount of dimensionals I've used on this project. If they're watching this, they've probably just fainted, because I'm really frugal with dimensionals. So get that in the middle. Stick that down, there we are. Lovely. Trying to think if I've got any birthdays coming up, but actually April is really quiet for birthdays. Oh, get off. But I think what I've got to do is just get a stack of cards made. I've got to get these thank you cards done as well. And I might show you my design on YouTube. I should do that. I should make them on YouTube. Right, we are almost done. I can't tell you how grateful I am if you're still here watching me, for just hanging around, listening to me, gabbling on while I'm making these two cards. Let's get some bling on it just to finish it off. My mum loves a bit of bling. So let's give her a bit of bling. There we go. 2 cards made. I know I'd prepped some of this beforehand, but 2 cards pretty much made within half an hour. You know, handmade cards as well. Just how lovely is that? And it will stand up. That's quite sturdy. That will stand up on a shelf quite nicely. So thank you ever so much for joining me. Remember that the blog post and all of the details are in the description bar below. All you need to do is just click on the links. But the links to the retiring products, they will be in the description bar as well as in my blog post. Thank you ever so much, and I'll be back again soon with another project showcasing another retiring product. See you soon. Bye bye.